Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is all about my top drugstore foundation picks. Now, drugstore foundations can be hit or miss, but there are some serious standout foundations. Sometimes it's hard to know what is good and what is not. You do not have to spend tons of money for a great foundation. I am here to share with you 5 amazing foundations from the drugstore that I think perform as well, or if not better, than high-end foundations that you can find at, let's say, Sephora or Ulta. I know what it's like to go to the drugstore and just look around at everything, and I'm just like, okay, what the hell do I get? Like, there's just so many options at the drugstore, and it can get overwhelming, especially because drugstore, sometimes it's just the products are just like, meh, like no. Like, I've tried some horrible stuff from the drugstore, and I'm just like, girl, are you serious? This is a joke. Like, no. So let your girl tell you what's good. Let me tell you what's good. I would also like to make this into a series, my top 5 drugstore, whatever it may be, whether it's mascara, concealer. I think that's something that's going to be very helpful because I've tried so much drugstore makeup, and I can let you guys know what has worked, what hasn't. That way you have a better idea of what to shop for when going to the drugstore. If you go to Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Target, wherever. Before we get into the foundations, let's talk about my skin type. Now, I personally have combination skin. I have dry and I have some oily areas as well. My cheeks are dry, my chin, nose, and T-zone are pretty much oily. Also, something to note is something that works for me might not necessarily work for you. It could be for a number of factors, whether it be skin type or texture, or if your skin is sensitive. Those all can be factors into why foundation works or doesn't work. The thing about me not being super oily or super dry, and that I like somewhere in the middle. Wish I was normal skin. Does anybody have normal skin? Like, I honestly wonder, like, does anybody just got like good skin? The good thing about that is these foundations can work for a number of people, a number of skin types, because they work for me and my combination skin. So I got a lot going on here in these foundations to make the cut. Okay, so enough rambling. Let's get on to my top 5 foundations from the drugstore. Let's start off with my most favorite, holy grail. Like, this came from the heavens to me, my most loved drugstore foundation. That is the Loreal Pro Glow. I'm obsessed with this foundation. If I could choose one foundation, it would be this one. Now, I will start off by saying this foundation, I would not recommend for oily skin. A little too dewy for that. But if you're dry, normal, or combination like me, I think that you would absolutely adore this foundation. It has really nice light to medium coverage. So it's not super full, but it still has good coverage. And it lasts for hours on my skin. Even though this foundation is more on the dewy side, in my opinion, a lot of the times that formula will wear off faster than a matte foundation. But I love wearing this to work. I love wearing this out. I love wearing this on the weekends. Day, night, it doesn't matter. This foundation is just so beautiful on the skin. For my oily areas like my T-zone or my nose, I will block throughout the day to get rid of that shine. It's so natural, it's luminous. Your skin looks like it's glowing from within. It's just one of those foundations where I can just put this on alone with literally nothing else, not even concealer, and I can just leave it be and go out the house. And I don't look like I have foundation on. It just looks so natural. It looks luminous. I love the way that it wears. It applies beautifully. I've applied it with a beauty blender, makeup brushes, and any which way it works. It's beautiful. I love it. I highly recommend this one. My next top drugstore foundation pick is the E.L.F. Flawless Finish Foundation. Now, I talked about this in one of my favorites video, and I cannot even, this is seriously $4.99. It is so good. This is comparable to a lot of high-end foundations. This is a no joke. You need to get up and go buy it. That's how good this is. The coverage is medium to full. It has a very natural finish. It's not matte, it's more of a satin finish, at least on me. This lasts for hours. Now, when I say hours, I'm comparing it to my workday. My workday is 8 hours, and by the end of the workday, this stuff still looks good on my skin. It doesn't look all weird and separated, hasn't faded in some areas. It still looks good. Now, would I touch it up? I mean, yeah, I probably would, but it still looks good without touching it up. I don't have to touch up throughout the day as much as I would with this one because it's so dewy. This one, I mean, maybe I'll do it once, but that's about it, and I'm good to go. I think this would work great for oily skin tones, for dry skin tones. Why am I saying skin tones? Dry skin types, oily skin types. I think this would work for almost anybody because of the finish that it has. It's not too dewy, it's not too matte. You can build it up very nicely. I didn't mention that on this one, but this one builds up very nicely as well. That's something that's very important because if you want to add a little extra coverage, you can do that and keep adding layers and it still looks very nice. And I love that it has a pump. It actually has some pretty nice packaging. The top is plastic, but this bottle is glass and it's heavy and it feels nice. This is definitely a winner of the drugstore. Like, you can't go wrong with this foundation. You're gonna want this. Next drugstore pick would be Maybelline Matte Poreless. Now, this has been around for quite a while now. It's been raved about, it's been hyped about. This foundation has been talked about a lot. It's because it's freaking good. Medium to full coverage. It really does cover like everything on your face. That's what I love about it. And it's not thick, nice formula, nice consistency. I don't like that it's in one of these kind of bottles with no... I just said it. What is the word for this? This foundation also lasts a really long time. All the foundations I'm going to talk about last a long time because I live in Florida and this Florida heat ain't no joke. It's super humid and my foundations need to hold up to that. Like, if you don't live in humidity, then you have no idea. It's just, you walk outside and it feels wet. It's humid. One thing that I do want to quickly mention is, yes, this is called Matte Poreless and it even says on the bottle, normal to oily skin, but dry skin types can still wear this. I know my super dry cheeks can take this. It's perfectly fine. Now, if you're super ridiculously dry, like you're peeling, flaking, then maybe you want to stay away from this one, but anybody else I think can definitely wear this foundation, especially if you wear a moisturizing primer underneath, then you'll definitely be good to go. This is especially good for oily skin. It's got a more matte finish, but it's definitely not flat. You still look like you have a very beautiful, natural looking face. It has good coverage, like I said. I think this is about $5.99 at Walmart. This also has a really great shade range from super light to super dark. This line also has a dewy and smooth version that I have here. This is more for dry skin types. It's got a more dewy finish. I also absolutely love this one, but there's something about this one and the way it wears and looks on my skin that I love even more. I also mix the two and it is an amazing combination together. I can't say enough good things about this foundation. Maybelline really knocked it out of the park. Alright, so my next drugstore pick is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. Oh my goodness, this foundation truly surprised me. I think it is $3.99 or $4.99, and let me tell you, I put this on and I was like I needed to have a moment of silence to appreciate the way my skin looks, the coverage this has. Yes, this is the foundation that I am wearing right now. The coverage on this one is also medium to full. It has a more satin to matte finish on me. It has a very interesting applicator. It's like a flat kind of spatula. And it's very interesting. I pretty much just paint it all over my face or put it on my hand and then go from there. I prefer to apply this with a beauty sponge because I like the way it shears out the foundation when I'm applying it because this has such good coverage. If you apply with a foundation brush, you definitely have more coverage. So this is another foundation that will work for many skin types. Oily, this is going to be good for you, and if you're dry, it's not going to bother you. It's going to be comfortable on your skin. This foundation also claims that there is no flashback whatsoever in photos when wearing this, which is really nice. Now, with all these foundations that I show here, I always set them with a powder. That way it'll last even longer, and I always use a setting spray. My last top foundation pick from the drugstore is an oldie but a goodie, and it is the L'Oreal True Match Foundation. Now, I discovered this little gem because of Nicole Guerrero. She's a beauty YouTuber on here, which I'm sure you guys know. I freaking love her. I'm like obsessed with her, and this is one of her favorite drugstore foundations. She raved about it in plenty of videos. I picked it up and I love it. It's got really nice coverage. It's very buildable. This doesn't last as long. This probably lasts 5 to 6 hours on me. This gives your skin such a natural look. And now when I say natural, I mean you look at the skin and you're not thinking, okay, she looks like she has so much makeup on. No, it looks like it evens out your skin and you can build it up to have more full coverage if you'd like. There are so many shades. One especially great thing about this foundation is that L'Oreal takes into account your undertones. So all of us have different undertones. Some of us might be more yellow, more pink, or more neutral. I personally lie on the more yellow end of it, which is why I have shade W4. It's more on the warm side, so it has more yellow to it. So if you find that you have a more pink undertone, they have a shade for you. If you like somewhere in the middle, more neutral, they have a shade for you there as well. And I love that because foundation is not one size fits all. And I don't know why, even though it comes in this little bottle, doesn't have a pump or anything, I think it is a cute little bottle. This is seriously $7 or $8, and it comes with 1 fluid ounce, just like all the other ones. All foundations normally come with 1 fluid ounce. This foundation is definitely not dewy. It's more on the matte side when you wear it. It still has a natural finish. It's not flat, it's not drying or anything like that. This is advertised as super blendable makeup, and I do agree with that. This blends out so easily. It looks so effortless. This is definitely an everyday foundation. If you need one for work, for school, you'll be good to go with this foundation. And it really is just an amazing foundation. Alright, so there you guys have it. Those were my top 5 drugstore foundation picks. These are all definitely worth trying out. They are such good foundations. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and found it a little bit helpful when choosing a drugstore foundation. Please give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy watching it, if you did find it helpful, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I make new videos every week, and like I said, I definitely want to make this into a series and talk about my other favorites from the drugstore. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!